Well, I'm going to do some sort of ghetto night crawler. I need to start getting exercise anyways. So I got the rear light on. I'm not even going to do the front right now. At least I'll have half of it when the cop pulls me over. I got my old dyno. The other one looks way nicer than this one. Somebody already stole this at one time, and then I got it back and they spray painted it to try to... Ironically, they spray painted it almost the same color, except for it was shiny orange and it was beautiful. Dyno Air. I wish I could get that spray paint off. The most beautiful sparkly orange. Anyway, I drive this one because the seat's so much nicer. I got another one that's in mint condition, but it's got the old plastic seat that's horrible. I got my billy club here I made. I have an old bedpost. So if I got to pull this baby out, it's going to be a wild video. Check out that car. Awesome car. Hey, did they already have the fireworks?
Not yet.
Nope, not yet. So no, not yet. Yeah, you're ready to get out of here, huh? All right, well, we'll hang out and see the fireworks, I guess. And you see the fireworks over there that are up on top. We're sneaking right the fuck out of there. Before it gets crazy. And I'm stuck. I forgot to mention this bike has no brakes. None. You picked up on that. Usually it don't matter, but I'll put my feet down, but in a situation like this. Story time with you. I'm sweating. There's mosquitoes everywhere. Me and Nick used to come out and just get completely stoned from the house, right? This is Coburn Park. And at night, look at it, it's a free-for-all. You could run from cops back here on your bike. I think you can get the picture exactly of what this park looks like. Anyway, it was no holds barred back then, even compared to now. Look at now. We're just a couple, 1 mile from the stadium and the park's empty. I mean, if something happened out here, who's going to know? So, there you go. Can you imagine 20 years ago? So we'd all come out here and get stoned and act stupid and then go back to the house when I'd have big parties going on. And anyway, I threw all these parties. We're talking 50 to 100 people. Not 10 people. I invited everybody. There was no discrimination. It didn't matter who you were. If you found out about my party, you could just show up. I wasn't going to stop you at the door or anything. Anybody was allowed. So we'd have, I'd have 50 or 100 people there. Even a couple times bands would show up. People in high school that played in bands and stuff would show up, and they would, you name it. Downstairs we had a pool table so most of the noise would keep it down. I mean, obviously people would sneak upstairs and stuff, and people would be messing around with each other in my dad's bedroom, and there was an extra bedroom upstairs and everything else. But one day my dad and Paul are sitting there because his best friend, because like clockwork, every single Friday, and they wouldn't come back till Saturday night. They'd go up to a place called Appleton they used to have a singles dance or singles club at some sort of event hall, so they'd just stay there. That's where Paul was from. So they'd be at my dad's getting drunk at the table. They'd leave every Friday around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and they'd go to Appleton. So for over a year, I was pulling this off. Even the neighbor was a cop. He never told on me or nothing. And that's a true story. Never told on me or nothing. I'm not going to lie, that might have something to do with every time he'd come and pound on the window or try to knock on the door, girls would flash him through the living room window, that big bay window. Was that a squirrel that just did that? A squirrel just threw a damn nut at me. Did you hear that? Anyway, that was whacked out. It almost hit me. Squirrel was not happy that I was in his territory. Anyway, so I had this huge parties. Back to the story. My dad and Paul are sitting there at the table, so this is probably the second year I'm having the parties, because it went on for a long time. And I got away with it religiously. And the neighbors never turned me in. They were all friends with my dad, too. They must have just got a kick out of it. They'd show up and grab beers. That's a whole story for another day. Anyway, my dad and Paul are sitting at the table, and they see this truck that keeps going by. Around the house, right? This truck just keeps going around the house over and over. And on it, evidently, my friend has flags with his family's name and everything because it's their work truck for the company he works for, okay? And my dad knows them. So he gets spooked. My dad says to Paul, something ain't right. That's that candy shop that all the boys know that kid, right? Because my friend, I'm not going to tell you his last name. His candy shop. And my dad says, Paul, listen, you son of a bitch. Listen, you cocksucker. We're going to fucking, my boy's up to something no good. This don't make no sense. We're going to fucking take off and go have a beer by the stadium. And we're going to come back in a half hour and see what the fuck's going on, because something goofy's going on around here that these kids keep driving around the house. So they take off, and my buddy sees that they take off. And he's been coming to my house for a year. I'm not even there because I'm at another house on the east side trying to pick up pot for the party, an ounce of pot for the party at the time in high school. So I'm at the house trying to pick up an ounce, and all my buddies couldn't get a hold of me because the dealers were getting spooked. This is high school. So the high school dealers were getting spooked, and we had these big old cell phones. I'm not going to start calling people on this big old cell phone when I'm trying to do a deal because I had to drive to the country to get it. Long story short, I don't want to go into it and make it longer than it has to be. We did a deal in the country, so I didn't want to deal with the phone. So they all decided they're just going to go in the house because they figured my dad left, like he always did. Obviously, this time he didn't. He just went to the bar. So there's at least 20 or 30 people that parked in his front yard. They're in the basement. They're setting up a band. They got music going. They got, 10 bottles of booze. Everybody's starting a party without me in my dad's house. And my dad says to Paul, all right, let's go see what this cocksucker's up to, right? So they go back. They decide to go back, right? So they get in their car and they come back and they see all these fucking cars, and my dad says, I knew this cocksucker, this no good motherfucker. I mean, I can see his face. He went nuts. He turned red. Probably grabbed a baseball bat. Anyway, he goes in there and people are hanging from the ceiling. People are hiding behind the Christmas tree. People are trying to go up in the ceiling because we had them tile ceilings downstairs. It was a bar. People were trying to hide in the ceiling. They're hiding under the pool table. My dad was on a rampage saying, you motherfucker, you cock, no good fucking... You can only imagine how my dad was. And everybody's running, and everybody still to this day, my dad's famous words to everybody when he was chasing them out of the house was, y'all look like a fucking bunch of goddamn fucking cocksucking deer running. Like a bunch of scattered, scared deer. Cocksuckers. I'd yell it louder, but y'all look like a goddamn cocksucking motherfucking... Right? Anyway, everybody took off, and I didn't find out. Well, they all texted me, but I didn't find out for like a good hour or whatever. Okay, so there was somebody in here. Oh no, I don't know. No, he's not looking at me. He's just sitting over there in the light, see? I don't know if you can see him. Anyway, he goes, he ended up getting, 10 or 15, 20 bottles of booze. He locked me out of the house. I ended up having to move in with my friend for a couple weeks. He really was irate about it. it blew over. And the man was an alcoholic, drinking and partying himself. And I think if I would have probably just told him, he might have just let me get away with it. But, you know, I didn't really know him at the time. I just moved in on him when I was in high school. And the first day I moved in, I was only 15 or 14, and he gave me a car and let me drive to and from school without even having my driver's license. I think I drove a whole year to school without even having a driver's license. I just parked it at a friend's house. Well, that's the story. But my friends to this day will text me, "Dad, you look like a bunch of fucking deer." Still to this day. Because just to see them all run, how scared they all were, you know. Because most of them that actually were in there, they're all good kids. I was hanging out with really good kids, business owners, kids and stuff. You know, preppy kind of guys and stuff. When you're throwing parties like I was, all them kind of characters are going to hang out with you. You'll have all the friends in the world if you're going to throw parties. The moment I didn't have any more parties, they were all gone. I don't think I've seen any one of them ever again. But when I was having parties for those 2 years, I was the coolest kid there was. The coolest kid on the block. I can still taste the dope. Up here I was smoking. When I was having them parties, I was just the coolest goddamn kid there was in all of high school. And the moment it stopped, I went down to about 3 friends. Isn't that how life goes? Got to dart across traffic in this town. So that's what it looks like to go to Packer family night and not to have no brakes. Look how fast I'm going. I didn't even think about it. Usually it don't matter, but I don't want to get myself killed over this. Usually there's no traffic, so you don't have to sit and worry about coming around the corner. But now I know why it's the law to have lights on your bike. Hey. It really is for your safety. I'm glad at least I put the little tail light on there. Hope you enjoyed the fireworks. I'm glad everybody decided to spend the evening with me that's watching my video. Hope you enjoyed the fireworks. Have a really good night.